Alright everyone, the day is finally here. We are on the final tier of this Star Wars Iceberg. The most obscure of obscure things. So let's just jump into it. The Grammus Sisters. The Grammus Sisters were twin sisters who were known as a fabulous pair of performance artists in a Canto Bight casino, but were most famous for being the only known source of a legendary vintage of wine. They were patrons from Durlapides. Rombi and Parallella both had a memorable appearance and odd mannerisms. The sisters declared themselves to be from another dimension and sometimes spoke in a seemingly unknown language. Exum Panchard. Exum Panchard was a male Sith Lord who held the title of Viceroy on a long-forgotten planet and became infamous for his cruelty and thirst for power. He crafted a mask from meteoric material imbued with the dark side of the Force, embedding it with the screams of hundreds of innocents slaughtered for his pleasure. This malevolent artifact allowed Panchard's spirit to persist beyond death, tethered to the mask through the dark side. The mask also corrupted and influenced those who came into contact with it, spreading his evil long after his physical demise. By 5 ABY, Sith devotee Yup Tashu acquired the mask and gifted it to the acolyte Kiza, who became enslaved to its dark influence, further perpetuating Panchard's legacy of destruction. Nubaran was a non-binary Jedi Master of an unidentified species who served as the shipmaster and quartermaster of Starlight Beacon during the High Republic era. An amorphous being resembling a cloud capable of generating their own lightning, Nubaran communicated telepathically with other Force users. Their color shifted with their emotions, displaying lavender when calm, pink and purple when displeased, and scarlet when growing more heated. Due to Jedi Knight Venestra Row's habit of crashing starships, Nubaran refused to let her use any more of their vessels. They were frustrated that Row had lost a vector to the Nile and had destroyed the Vern Chagger during the attack on Valo. Afterwards, Nubaran ordered a ban on issuing any ships to Venestra Row. TK-421 and Tarkin. TK-421 was a human male Imperial stormtrooper stationed on the Death Star in 0 BBY after serving on Lasan. He worked alongside the MSE-6 repair droid G7, which he hoped to race on Coruscant if granted a transfer. Through a mishap involving G7's holo recording, Grand Moff Tarkin noticed TK-421 and initiated a clandestine relationship with him, admiring his appearance and cleverness. Tarkin provided gifts such as an antibacterial nanofoam and high-quality textiles and personally ensured TK-421's promotion to station security, believing it would be safer positioning for him. TK-421 hoped their growing relationship would lead to a permanent move to Tarkin's penthouse on Coruscant, where he envisioned a life of comfort and prestige alongside his droid. Despite Tarkin's icy exterior to others, TK-421 revealed that he had often made the Grand Moff laugh and felt deeply cared for in their private interactions. TK-421's first assignment as a security guard was to oversee the Millennium Falcon, where he was ambushed and killed by Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, who used his armor as a disguise to rescue Princess Leia. Tarkin, grieving over TK-421's death, vowed revenge on the rebellion but was killed shortly afterward when the Death Star was destroyed. Star Wars Shadow of Vader. Star Wars Shadow of Vader was a planned 5-issue comic book miniseries intended to explore the impact of Darth Vader on various individuals across the galaxy. Each issue was set to present a standalone story from the perspective of different characters who had been affected by Vader's actions, shedding light on the Dark Lord's far-reaching influence. However, the series was ultimately canceled and did not see publication. The cancellation occurred following the dismissal of writer Chuck Wendig from the project due to controversial remarks he made on social media, which led to significant backlash. AL1L3. LA1L3, nicknamed Alley, was a protocol droid that served in the administrative center of Pike Syndicate's spice mines on the planet Kessel. After witnessing a droid revolution sparked by the droid L337 in 10-8 BBY, Allie saw a glimpse of independence that survived in the back of her processors when she was later scrapped and recycled. Allie slowly rebuilt herself and began to work as a cargo hauler for the droid clientele. By 34 ABY, this had resulted in a bounty being placed on her head, and while she was hiding in the Black Spire outpost on the planet Batuu, her location was reported to the Bounty Hunters Guild. In 35 ABY, she heeded the call of L-337's old allies Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca to aid the Resistance in defeating Darth Sidious and the Sith Eternal on the planet Exegol. After the Resistance and its allies emerged victorious, Allie returned to the Resistance base on the moon Agen Kloss to celebrate. TK-7834. Lastok, designated TK-7834, was a male Imperial AT-AT pilot who served in Blizzard Force during the Battle of Hoth and 3 ABY. He piloted Blizzard 1, the AT-AT of General Maximilian Veers, alongside gunner TK-5187. During the battle, the vehicle was taken down by a rebel snowspeeder piloted by Derek Clivian, which crashed into the cabin. Lastok survived the crash and assisted in rescuing General Veers from the rubble of the AT-AT. Lugubrious Mote. The Tale of the Lugubrious Mote is a short story from the Star Wars universe featured in the 2020 novel The Legends of Luke Skywalker by Ken Liu. The narrative is presented as a first-hand account, relayed second-hand, of a mole flea named the Lugubrious Mote, who claims to have accompanied Luke Skywalker during the rescue of Han Solo. In the story, Lugubrious Mote is a sentient mole flea residing on the hair of Salacious B. Crumb, Jabba the Hutt's court jester. She and Crumb have a mutually beneficial agreement. Mote provides material for Crumb's jokes, and in return she shares the scraps that Jabba tosses their way. This arrangement changes when two droids arrive at Jabba's palace with a message from Luke Skywalker, who claims to be a Jedi Knight. The story is a part of a collection that explores various legends and myths surrounding Luke Skywalker, offering different perspectives on his character and deeds. The Tale of the Lugubrious Mote provides a unique and whimsical viewpoint, highlighting the diverse storytelling within the Star Wars universe. Lanai Porg Common Ancestor. The Lanais are the avian species living on the islands of Ahch-To, where Luke Skywalker went into self-exile. They attended the ancient Jedi temple structures on the islands and had a society with very specific gender roles. The females, or caretakers, took care of the islands, whereas the males, also known as visitors, spent most of their time at sea, fishing and gathering food. While not immediately obvious from their appearance, they have evolved from seabirds and shared a common ancestor with the Porgs, the ubiquitous birds seen around the islands. Trudged-in flirting. Now, I wasn't able to really find anything about this one except for Trudged-in, who is one of the Knights of Ren, is seen potentially flirting with someone in one of the Kylo Ren comics, but I was unable to find any specific source with this or any sort of visual evidence of this, but that is just what I could surmise. Riley Howell. Riley Howell was a Jedi Master and historian of the Jedi Order. Howell collected many early accounts of explorations and codifications of the Force in the 2 volumes of the Anonomika, Anonomika 1 and Anonomika 2, carefully preserving the original text. These books were a part of the sacred Jedi texts, which dated to the dawn of the Jedi Order, and was a combination of codex, correspondence, and scrapbook that was also held passages written by the original sages that were carefully preserved by Howell. Both volumes of these books eventually came into the possession of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and were later acquired by his Jedi apprentice Rey in 34 ABY. K43 Rock Monster Incident. Kakra, officially designated as K43, is a highly unstable volcanic planet located in wild space within the expansive region. It is characterized by intense geological activity, including frequent eruptions and massive lava flows, making it initially seem uninhabited. However, it is home to the Cochrans, a species of sentient, rock-based life forms that exist in harmony with the planet's volatile environment. The planet itself is revealed to be a colossal sentient Cochran, suggesting that the entire world is a single conscious entity. During the Galactic Civil War, the Rebel Alliance planned to exploit the planet's instability to destroy an Imperial fleet by triggering massive volcanic eruptions. However, upon discovering the existence of the Cochrans, the rebels abandoned their plan, unwilling to sacrifice innocent lives. When Imperial forces attempted to exploit the planet instead, Cochrane reacted violently, demonstrating its sentience by actively destroying the Star Destroyers in orbit. This allowed the rebel forces to escape, marking one of the few instances where a planet itself directly intervened in the conflict between the Empire and the Rebellion. Creative differences. This is just kind of a meme which refers to if there were any directors on the page to direct certain Star Wars projects. These projects would ultimately become canceled due to creative differences, quote unquote, but it usually just followed the pattern of whichever director or writer this was having a project with another company that failed tremendously beforehand, leading to Lucasfilm to make the business decision to part ways due to creative differences, when they were probably just worried that this person would also mess up a Star Wars project. Yoda's blanket. I perhaps saved the saddest thing in this entire iceberg for the last. So Yoda's blanket, which he's seen using in The Empire Strikes Back as well as The Return of the Jedi, is the blanket in fact he dies in. That blanket is actually not a blanket, it's actually a Jedi cloak that belonged to Master Qui-Gon Jinn. Yoda had found this cloak and taken it into exile with him, and he ultimately died within that, using it as a blanket. So, sorry to end it on such a downer, but that is in fact canon. Alright everyone, we finally arrived to the end of the iceberg. I hope you've all enjoyed. This project took me many weeks to complete. I believe 8 weeks. Lots of research. I think the final script count on the Word document was around 86 pages and over 27,000 words. So, I hope you all enjoyed. I'm trying to perhaps combine all of these into one very long video and trying to release that soon. I'll probably take a quick little break from doing iceberg videos because they do take quite a bit of time. But if you stuck around, thank you for watching all of these. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope to do another iceberg soon, more specifically focusing on the Clone Wars era of Star Wars. I feel like this one focused a lot on High Republic and like Resistance era, and I'd like to do something with the area I'm most interested in. So if you have any recommendations for an iceberg, or if you see one somewhere that you'd like me to do, please let me know, and hopefully I'll start working on that sometime in the next month or so. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching all of these, and look out for the long video, which will include all of these, which should be around 2 to 3 hours long, if you're wanting to watch it all at once. But without further ado, thank you again for watching. Subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one.